Greetings everyone, this is Char and welcome to the Just Ask Char advice channel. If you have an email for advice, you can send it to JustAskChar@gmail.com. Today I have a letter from a guy that's suspicious of his girlfriend cheating on him. And he writes, "Dear Char, I am suspicious. I think my girlfriend is cheating on me. One day not long ago, I called her in the evening and she didn't answer the phone. And when she called me back the next day, I got this long story about where she had been and why she couldn't call me right back. This wasn't the first time that this has happened, and I don't want to be in the dark. Since you are a woman, can you tell me if there are any tips on how to tell if she's lying?" Thank you so much for your letter. Well, because I haven't met her, I wouldn't really be able to just tell you right off if she's lying. But I do have some tips to tell if people are lying, and I'll be able to share that with you. Everyone has a pet peeve or a deal breaker, and just so happened, lying is mine. I used to tell a guy on the first date when meeting him that I hate liars. I'm not fond of thieves, but at least if a person steals from me, I can probably replace the item that they stole, but with a lie, I can't do anything with that. There is one telltale sign, and it's a thing called offering up a lie. And that is when a person is guilty, and because of the silence or the look that you give them, they have to tell you something to fill in that silence because their conscience is bothering them. There is also a sign that the information is a lie when it is too much information. And here's an example. I was asked why I didn't answer the phone on the first time when my guy called, and I told him I wasn't in the room. It went to voicemail when I did try to answer. That's a normal response for me. Now, if I would have gave him some extra, and I'll give an example of what extra is for me. I was in the kitchen, and normally you don't call me until after 7, and I wasn't expecting you to call. You know that I like to keep the kitchen clean, and I had went to the store and bought some chicken since the sale was going to end tomorrow. I was so tired after work, but I went anyway, and I wanted to go ahead and get it because tomorrow I might be too tired to get it, and I hate to miss a sale. The reason why I gave this example is 1, it was information overload, and 2, because my guy would have figured out that's too much for me to respond to. Because the guy knows me and I don't talk that much, so to respond that way, he would be suspicious. And there's another example of a lie when they just tell you what the end result is, but they skip out all the parts where they were involved. And I'll give you an example. I have a friend that I call, and because of her house situation or her home situation, she's not able to always pick up the phone because her husband is always fussing, and that's kind of embarrassing for her. And I understand. So what she does, she waits until he's at work or he's doing something, and he'll be gone for a long time. So that's when she'll call you back. Now, the issue with that is it's not until weeks or a month later. So I got a little tired of that. So what I would do, I just decided, okay, well, she's only going to call you back when she can talk, when it's, convenient for her. So I'll go ahead and just wait and let her call me. So this one time, she calls me, and it's like 3 months later, 3 or 4 months later, I think it was. And she gets on the phone, "Hey girl, and you don't even call me, and And I just stopped her right there. I'm like, that's not true. I do call you. I said, but the thing is, you don't return the call until weeks and months later. And all she could do was start laughing because she knew that was the truth. And then she told me I was crazy. And I'm like, okay, I may be crazy, but hey, you know I'm telling the truth. And then we moved on past that. See, she had no problem giving the part that I played in it, which was the end result, but she didn't talk about the part that she played in it, which is the reason why the outcome is the outcome. And I'll call that one the okie doke. Now, you mentioned that this wasn't her first time. So I'll suggest that you continue to listen to your gut. It may not mean that she is doing anything, but because you are aware of the change, that is why you're wondering, what is she doing? Because that isn't the norm. That's out of the ordinary for you. I am a bit extreme, so I notate things so I can always have a timeline when it began, and I put things together like that. But that's just how I do it. I hope it isn't anything going on other than just going to the gym or maybe working a little overtime because the holiday is coming up. But I hope that helps you out, and best wishes to you. Thank you everyone for tuning back in to Just Ask Char. And again, if you have a letter for advice, you can send it to JustAskChar@gmail.com. And who knows, your letter may be the next letter that I read. And until the next letter, peace.